Oh, okay. No, let me actually be serious here for 1 second. It's not just Putin. There's people under him that are even worse than Putin. That ends up opening a whole can of worms that's going to take me at least 20 minutes to go over. You're right. You're right, Andrew. And the whole situation sucks, but that's just the Russian mindset when you look at the interviews that they do with the general public. But that's a conversation for a different time. But I, again, agree with you on that matter. Regardless, let's shift back and focus on Friday Night Fights here for the third round and go for all of this. All right, so third round of the night, Canadians versus Russians. Briefing here is 1982 Estonia. The town of Ruha has proved to be a vital crossing for Soviet reinforcements trying to stop NATO from establishing a beachhead on the shore. This is not only the first time that Soviets have tried to retake the bridge, and now the reduced defenders must hold the mostly ruined town from another company group. Area of operations, most of the town of Ruha has been destroyed by previous fighting and artillery fire. Expect different fighting positions than you are used to. The town is also covered by various trench lines. This is visible on your maps. Notes, BlueFor LAT gets 2 M72 laws, meaning they have 1 on their launcher slot and 1 in their backpack. Let me go ahead and put the prediction up because that's normally Don's job, but Don just had to dip out for some IRL stuff. So this is BlueFor defending. And OpFor attacking. And we'll set that to 15 minutes. Alright. Otherwise, continuing on. Game mode. 2 sectors to control, like the other 2 rounds of tonight. If the attackers get more people in the sector than the defenders, then a 90-second timer will start. If that timer is interrupted via the defenders putting more people in the sector than the defenders, or the attackers leaving the sector and leaving less people in the sector that are then outnumbered by the defenders, that timer then stops and then is reset upon the attackers then putting more people in that sector than the defenders. Once all sectors are taken, OpFor win, or excuse me, the attackers win, in this case OpFor. If the defenders, in this case BlueFor, are able to hold on to at least 1 sector by the end of the round, the defenders win. If one side gets entirely wiped, then the opposite side wins as well. Mission variables. 50-minute round, standard. 1,500 meters of view distance, 60 defender points, basically a little under half of the standard. Medium anti-tank settings. They said no mat for either side, so this side doesn't matter. Let's start with OpFor here. Uniforms are going to be your 1980s Russian khaki kits. You got your platoon lead, platoon sergeant, squad leader, team leader, auto rifleman, auto rifleman, assistant grenadier, grenadier IR, which can fire hunt IR rounds, which are 40mm camera grenades. You fire in the air, give you a nice bird's eye view of the map. You got your machine gunner, assistant, combat engineer, light anti-tank. MAT doesn't matter because they're not in. RI, RIS, and SNP don't matter. They were part of a group called X-Ray that's been phased out for at least half a year. DM, there is 1 per squad. That's your designated marksman. He's going to have an SVD for OpFor. Crew lead, crewmen, pilots, meds, and base kit. Those are important, except for the pilots because there are 3 BMP-1s in play. Otherwise, loadouts are going to be AK-74s and AK-74 UNs, PMs for the secondary handguns. Light machineers get the RPK. Medium machineers get the PKM. Light anti-tank, is going to be the RPG-7. Crew and aviation get the hardest decision in this game. Crew and aviation kits get the choice between an AKS-74 UN and an AKS-74 UN. Now, here's the deal. AKS-74 UN, really great gun, has a 30-round magazine, skeletal stock, so it's easy to move around. You get a sprinting bonus with it because it weighs less. But the AKS-74 UN also has a nice iron sight that is really great for picking off targets. So it's a really tough decision between the AKS-74 UN and the AKS-74 UN. All right? So, in my opinion, this is like the hardest decision in Friday Night Fights, is the choice between those 2 weapons, because maybe you're dealing with a situation that's CQC and you need the 30-round magazine of the AKS-74 UN to clear out targets just in case your vehicle goes kablooey and you have to immediately kill everything around you. But maybe your vehicle gets kablooey and you're in an open field and you need that skeletal stock, so you need that extra sprinting space to get into the tree line to get away from the enemy, and thus you need the AKS-74 UN. All right, it's a really difficult decision that could really go either way, but I mean, in my opinion, again, hardest decision to make in Friday Night Fights. Nothing in OpFor crew serve weapons. Assets include 3 BMP-1s. I have no idea what they're going to end up firing. Usually they rescript BMP-1s to fire BTR ammunition, which is 14.5 millimeter and 7.62. 14.5 millimeter is in 50-round boxes. The KPTV is what it's designated as. And the 250-round boxes of 7.62 by 54R is a PKT, which is, just rifle ammo there. Malin is an admin, though, in Friday Night Fights, and he is telling me that they have high-explosive anti-tank ammunition, which means they have 20 rounds of it, as designated by that. So that is quite interesting. Anyway, there's also 3 transport Euros and a closed UAZ that can carry 7 people, probably for command. Otherwise, BlueFor has 1980s Canadian kits here. Loadout's going to be your Cal CL A1s, which are basically 5.56 rifles. They also have an FN LAR. Wait a second. No, C1A1 is like the L1A1. So these are 7.62 by 51 NATO rifles. 20 rounds, single shot. Malin, do you know if they can go full auto? Because usually L1A1s and the FN LAR don't go full auto, if I remember correctly, but they might be able to. Or they can get a 5.56 Colt carbine. They can go full auto. Excellent. And then 1911, 7 rounds of, I think 45? Yeah. 7 rounds of that for their secondary, which in my opinion is the weakest handgun out of all of them because of that small mag size. But they got a 249er FN mag for the light machine gunners and medium machine gunners, respectively. Spoiler, I am a little tipsy, so I'm slurring my words a little bit. My apologies. M72 laws for the light anti-tank, and HK's MP5s or Colt carbines for the crew, but they don't have any assets, so that doesn't matter. No crew-served weapons. And they don't have medium anti-tank, which is kind of weird because they're fighting against 3 BMPs. C1A1 is the first non-metric FAL. Interesting. 45 is a big bullet, but FNF rescripts a lot of their weaponry and uniforms to all have the same armor or bullet values, so I don't think the 45 has more stopping power than the 9 mils, but we'll see how things go. BlueFor does have medium anti-tank. It said that it doesn't. Okay, but we do see Echo right here, so they do have medium anti-tank. Medium anti-tank settings real quick. They have 2 AT and 1 AP round per player. So they've got 2 assistants and Swallow, which means they have 6 AT rounds and 3 HE rounds per that entire group, and Azuki is leading it. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of BlueFor here. Steve is commanding. Kabubi Face is leading Alpha. There is nothing else under Alpha, so they merge everyone together. Probably Alpha 1 with Alpha itself. Back here is taking the marksman rifle. Mike being the medic. Lurch leading Alpha 1 with Rund, Baker, Ghoster, and Grav. Lusode leading Charlie. Levy taking the marksman rifle, which appears to be a Mark 14. Solomon's leading the, as the medic. Pro Hunter leading Charlie 1 with Delta, Crazy, Riley, and Rodrig. Omega leading Charlie 2 with Martin, Toucan, Aim at the Balls, McCarthy, and Real Jamie. Delta leading, being led by Ash. Wombat as the squad's medic. Banks leading Delta 1 with Major Con, Eric, and Wheaton. Vegetarian leading Delta 2 with Kermit, Daedalus, and Eon. And then we already covered Echo. Meanwhile, OpFor is being led by Depso with Timek as the 2IC. Vagrant's merged all of Alpha together, so he is leading Sam, who is the marksman, who has an SVD. He's got Seismo, Olaf, Wikifin, Twins, Mutant, Shy, Norris, the Dying Bush, Harrington, Anara, Alexander, Wilberg, and B under him. Scandia Recon has Charlie here with Yanni Finn leading, Nafs as the marksman. Whiplash leading Charlie 1, Cats, Goblin, Giovanni, Flying, and Yander. And Azariah leading Charlie 2 with Cullis, Purton, Nimia, Steve, and Dobbs. I have hiccups. Fuck. Flux leading Delta with Waldo as the medic. Delta 1 being led by Artisan with Bayant, Lepi, Roster, and Otovisky. Pierce leading Gamma as a vehicle crew. So we got 3 different vehicle crews here. We got Pierce, Fons, and Tempest as 1 BMP crew. Keen, Guy Fury, and Arma Jesus as the 2nd BMP crew. And Korvac, Legal Action, and Cake here as the 3rd BMP crew. All right. 3 BMPs. Each one could take a squad in. Command could take the UAZ in. But those are how everything is. Sector 1 is this shelled out position right here with this trench line in the area as well. I think we have Arma Deformer being used to make this little trench line here. And then these are Tanoan trench textures. In my opinion, this is the best way to make trenches with Arma Deformer, though, and using those Tanoa trench textures to really even things out because of how sloped things get with Deformer. Because if you look and see the angle like this, which is why I think Deformer is such a great mod. But then Sector 2 is literally the entirety of this town right here. Where is the bridge? So the bridge is right here. So it's actually this whole bridge and crossing area as the second sector. Interesting. Meanwhile, the town over here is actively getting artillery struck. I'm not sure when that'll happen. Maybe Malin will be doing the artillery from the Zeus interface. But you also have these other trench lines down here, which are... I also love they're using the airport crater texture as the bottom texture for it to smooth things out. Because as you can see, they've... with Deformer, it is hard to make the trench entirely work, so they're using the crater texture to kind of line up the bottom, which I agree with. That's a really cool method of doing it. I might even steal that method later, but you got these nice little build-ups right here with the little metal shed textures here to make these nice little firing lines. But 3 BMP1s on OpFor, that should be quite interesting. Falcon does not play FNF or OFCRA anymore. In fact, he's actually been taking a major break from Arma as a whole. So, stuff to say. One second. Mother is texting me because we're going to go out tomorrow morning and do some Christmas shopping. Did we go over the roster? Yes, we did. It is Depso and Timac versus Steve for command roles. And I don't see Pepega anywhere. No, Pepega is under small groups for Gamma, and then Scandi is also under Charlie. So they're all under OpFor here as the attackers. So I'm feeling like this is leaning towards OpFor, considering the skill level of Pepega and Scandi, but it can still go either way, because we've seen plenty of rounds where Pepega and Scandi are together, but they still lose. So Bloodwind's studying upstairs. I just got in. Actually, here, 1 second. All right, she's not watching. She's studying upstairs for a final tomorrow. I just got an invoice for her ring. And it's half of the cost. So let's go ahead and take a look. What's the damage? $5,000. So let's look at it this way. Let's do a little bit of quick math here. So there's the artillery starting at the 2-minute mark, but quick math. DayZ, on average, I make about $200 when people go with the sound bites. So to pay off that invoice, I'm going to need to do 25 DayZ streams. And that's only half. So I need to do 50 DayZ streams to pay off that invoice. Oh my god. And if I put it on a credit card, that gives me an additional 30 days. So I have a month and a half to run 25 DayZ streams. So that's what? 4 DayZ streams a week? 5 DayZ streams a week? DayZ streams in a pay for pain, definitely. So we're definitely gonna need a pay for pay stream. I'll talk with Patchwork about next Thursday. We'll have a mini pay for pain. And after the 5th OML op tonight, which is at 8 p.m. in a little under 2 hours, we'll also run DayZ after that. And then when I can't handle it anymore, we'll shift to Dark Tide so I can do weeklies. My God.
Alright, sweet.
Whoosh.
2 positions, I guess.
Pay for rain. I like that. I can't publicly say it though because then she'll know what's coming, and it's meant to be a surprise.
Get the laugh out of it.
We gotta swap colors.
Yeah. I'm big what the colors, bro.
Don't ask me, ask Squelzy.
Ooh, I also like this. They've got a bit of a top texture right here, so they can walk over it and drive over it because it's a road. That's cool. I really, like, I want to do World War I stuff, but I don't have a community that'll do World War I stuff with me right now. Natty, I appreciate it. $7.50. It's a drop in the bucket, but it's a drop nonetheless. Round has begun. OpFor moving out. Let's look at their convoy order here. We got a truck full of dudes, another truck full of dudes, truck full of half the dudes. BMP-1's trailing. And the third BMP-1 is going off-road directly to the AO as everything else follows suit. Pay to play Elden Ring. Ha! That would be a good red herring. Here's the issue, though. Bloodwing's smart. She's very smart. Daisy hunting Liru could be fun. My God. Our mutual friend might be interested in World War I stuff, question mark? And I can't do it as a multi-community op because MCOs, they vote, and the next op's going to be a Vietnam op, which I'm hoping to do in January. I've just been delayed because of other stuff, because I have other Vietnam things I need to run as well. Which I think we set a date for the next January thing. It's the first weekend of January is when the next SOG Prairie Fire official op will be run, but that'll be announced later. Seize the enemy trench line and hold it. Again, we'll see. Because the real money in pay for pain is custom compositions. Otherwise, OpFor riding the border here. They're going to attack from the south. And they've got the BMPs coming in from the north. So we're having attacks that are unsupported with a mechanized armor push from the north and infantry pushing from the south, which I'm a little worried about seeing. Oh, they also have the rockets. I just realized that. They have missiles. Interesting. All right, OpFor doing a massive dismount down here. And they're going to pretty much, I'd imagine they're going to do this. They're going to follow this tree line up. They're going to then get on this tree line set and then come in from the southern side from positions of cover. Maybe having an overwatch element right here to help this force come up. And then once that force goes through, they'll probably do an open field charge. But by then, they got forces in the door, so they don't have to worry about that. And then the BMPs might just be a distraction to attack from the train yard. I could, Slushy. We'll see. We might run 2 mini pay for pains then, but it'll depend on scheduling. Because another thing I have to consider is all the money I make, I have to put 1/3 of it away for taxes. Because here's the thing. Liru doesn't mind fighting DDoSers, other YouTubers, the Russian government, you name it. But the IRS, no thank you. No thank you. Scanner Recon's been doing fine, Nem. How have you been doing? Yeah, not even the Joker messes with the IRS. Exactly. Yeah, I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you. God, I even got the goat noise in the no. No, Nem, don't look. Create a mission to raid the IRS HQ. Just... I'm gonna write that one down, actually. That would be a funny pay for pain. That'd be a funny pay for pain op. All right, BRB, 1 second. I'm gonna keep it on Overwatch of the AO here.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
I come back and I see that. You know, that's rich. That's just rich. I should make it a pog op too, but all right, I'll talk to Patchwork about it. Anyway, you've heard the BMP start firing with their PKTs into the AO. Artillery seems to have stopped on this town. Minimal damage though, only one building getting shelled there directly, but ay. Got PKT rounds firing into Alpha here. Alpha tried to fire an AT4. They're loading their second AT4. All right, Lurch.
Yeah, we're taking. First shot with. I went high. Just a tiny bit. I took his ammo. Let's pull back, Lurch.
Hold on, I'm taking this guy's backpack.
He left the server, so I can't see who specifically died, but ooh. Leadership element, though. Lurch is taking his radio. No, Lurch is the leadership element, so he's dropping the radio to take the medic backpack, so it was whoever the medic was in that group that died. So OpFor, they have a group moving up along the riverbed, and they have another group moving along where I predicted. Oh, HE round fired into the group. There's one KIA right there. And the rest run off. That was Leppy getting blown up there. He appeared to be just a standard rifleman. So we'll see if the BMPs maneuver around to then give the infantry wave some support, but based on the position of where OpFor is moving up, I think they might be able to actually get right to Sector 2 and then back cap everything because a lot of BlueFor is busy with the front line out here away from the sectors. Once Sector 2 starts getting hit, you'll start seeing these guys influx in, and then the BMPs might charge in, but this is kind of favoring OpFor at the moment based off of unit breakdown. So that is blind PKP suppression going. Showing that OpFor's element right there still wants to maintain mobility, but it's Delta with that machine guns. So it's just the rest of the units moving along different flanks. These guys are just pulling distraction so the rest of these forces can maneuver. So they're going to try to get on these hills to do Overwatch as the remaining elements come in. BMP-1's pulled back, and they're now going around to the southern side to assist. Again, this is also OpFor can pretty much get that group around on the rear side. Take Sector 2 out from BlueFor's nose, and then try to rush to Sector 1 before BlueFor can push their forces back. Which means around this area right here is where there's going to be the most bloodshed. But with this squad right here, ready to immediately hit Sector 1, and this squad can then run up and hit Sector 2, and look at the coordination of both groups. I take that back. Sector 1 itself is going to be the location of the most bloodshed as BlueFor basically rushes back to try to get to Sector. But you're noticing how quickly OpFor are repositioning their forces once they take fire, showing that they're not here to engage. They're here to literally just pull attention away, get back into position, pull that attention away again, and then reposition once more. Yes, I've cast a curse, as someone said. I think that was during round 2. Yep, drawing fire. And a hydrate, you got it. Now you can hear those BMPs coming around. Because that's all part of the plan. There's so much BlueFor out of position. Because if they can keep all the BlueFor line pinned right here, then these guys are going to have no problem moving in. But Charlie has noticed OpFor pushing around this side. So now they're popping smokes to make the push. But the objective is literally past this building right into that trench line there. There's only a handful of defenders in the way. So then BlueFor's natural choice is to either go and reinforce immediately or pull back to Sector 2, but Sector 2 is about to get engaged. And they only have Eric holding, he's spotted hostiles, and he's trying to drop him right now, but BlueFor's in a really tough spot right now. And now the BMPs are starting to shell. So you immediately see some of BlueFor trying to move in from, they had the trench line right there, and now they're moving into this trench to help defend it. OpFor's in this forested area. They have to now push past this building to get through. Major Khan, not sure if he was taken out or he pulled back. I don't see him. Nope, there he is. So he pulled back. Both sectors are basically getting rushed right now. Alpha is equidistant from Charlie right here. BlueFor Alpha to OpFor Charlie and to get into that sector. That one defender's been taken out. No, Eric actually managed to pull back and he's in the sector now. You got some BlueFor pulling back around as well. AT landing short of the BMPs as the BMPs are returning fire. OpFor getting their force right on top of Sector 1, but Sector 1 has a pretty chunky defensive group. Wow, GL just blew some dude's feet off. AT rounds also coming in. This is where it might get a little issue-y for OpFor there. The best hope is Charlie takes Sector 2 and then comes around and attacks the Sector 1 from a different side as this group just holds and engages. BMP-1s need to basically shell this tree line, force BlueFor to pull back as Delta assists with making them pull back. And then the BMP-1s can come up and start shelling that sector. There you go, Sector 2 being captured. These guys are trying to make a move. Grenades getting Major Con right there. Eon also down. Dying Bush pushing up on the right flank. They're utilizing these low little riverbeds to try to move in. Oh yeah, OpFor did some great tactics this round. BlueFor trying to push in units to take it back, but OpFor just have too many in. But if BlueFor get a few more trickled in before this OpFor group, there it is. Sector 2 no longer being captured. This could still turn around, but as you see this OpFor group, now they're rushing in to try to retake it. Or at least start the countdown again. There it is. BlueFor need to get a multi-kill up here to stop it. Get a 90-second timer. "45 seconds. Goblin trying to push Kabubi. Ooh! Wow, Goblin. Going nuts right here. Grenades bouncing off the trench. 5. Oh, even less than 5 seconds. There's Sector 2. Now this force needs to eliminate the remaining guys in here, push around, and assist that group coming in. Delta pushing up on the right, backed up by the 3 Gamma vehicles, those BMP-1s. I think this will be over in 10 minutes. Azariah getting behind Baker. Wow. Circled the man and then mag dumped his face. Goblin tries to do the same to Ash, but he gets taken out. Look at all those shots. That's at least 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Skill issue. Of course. Can I be honest with you, Garrick? I'd imagine in the Star Trek universe, Garrick would be the type of person just look at something and just crack that word off. Skill issue. He would say that. It would be rare, but he would just smile at it and probably mention it just 1 or 2 times. It'd be a rare sighting, but he would totally call that here and there. Garrick from Deep Space Nine. He would totally say that. He wouldn't say it all the time, but it would be 1 or 2 times. He'd look at a scenario and just smile and go, "That's quite a skill issue there, Cisco." In fact, the Cardassian could get it done twice as well. Oh, Luso getting blown up by a BMP-1 round. Now you got Delta pushing in. One of the vehicles has been smoked, actually destroyed entirely, as it pushed up to basically help the rest of Delta and even Command push up. And I got Roster pushing in. And this is the peak, the machine guns, so they've got 100 rounds to basically do that. Roster getting a great triple kill there. He doesn't double tap Martin, though. Exactly the dude, exactly. Oh, Depso gets blown up. You got Bane and Roster coming around on the flank. Omega tries to turn and engage. Both of them have their handguns out. Levy comes around to double tap with that marksman rifle. Going full auto with that M4. He's about to get flanked by 2 PKM gunners. Oh my god. It is a slaughter. 7 minutes remain on that 10-minute mark when I predicted. Oh, but Azuki has the Maz and he just taps the BMP in the face. Arma Jesus trying to challenge Daedalur there. Oh, Hey, look, a grenade. Hey, look, Azuki. Whoa, Azuki survived that? Damn, Azuki, you just took 2 more bullets there. Oh, but Arma Jesus gets him with a sideways headshot. With the handgun. Daedalur now trying to cover. OpFor down to 5 dudes here. BlueFor has a solid garrison. 2 dudes over here for BlueFor, but OpFor has a large stake in control right there. And you got the rest of Delta folding in. I think it's a matter of time before OpFor wins this one, in all honesty. So he's clearing the rest of this trench line before he then turns and flanks so he doesn't get flanked on the rear. I just love the texture of the bottom of the trench with these airport craters. I think that's a great job. He gets in the BMP-1, probably to check if it's still active. He's hiding in it right now, that's why. It's always good to hide in a vehicle and do medical in there. You still have Martin, that was part of that triple tap group. He's still bleeding out. And then you got Delta coming in and flanking. Tymek ran up, he gets blown away. Grenade thrown right there. That was a lawn fuse. We got Olaf Twins Norse pushing up right here. Water. Look at that grenade. Blows Lusot away. And there's Sector 1 being captured because OpFor has more guys in here. And now it's being stopped because Crazy got that double tap. Here we go, here's the fight. Delta 2 for BlueFor trying their best to stop this attack, but OpFor's pushing on by. Crazy gets knocked out by Bayan's PKM. And you don't have any BlueFor in the sector anymore. Last 60 seconds. GG. As I said, 10 minutes. It's been about 6. Great execution by OpFor, using the BMPs as a sideways distraction, but what really sealed the deal for OpFor was those BMPs, instead of doing their own thing, coming around and helping Delta push this open field as I said they would, taking that area, pushing BlueFor back, and then they come in to assist the remaining 5 men that were pushing this sector, and they even did it before the Sector 2 squad of Charlie came in on the other side, thus making the round execute even quicker. And we ended just about at 6:30. 5. Excuse me, hiccup. 4, 3, 2, 1, GG. The hiccup saved me. All right, guys, so here's the deal. We will be back in about 90 minutes for a Warhammer 40k Elysian Drop Trooper Op 3 Life with the 5th OML of our Unmurdered Lady. Normally they play Sisters of Battle. I'm making them do something else instead because they asked for a little bit more variety. Otherwise, after that, we will play more DayZ, and you control the shit out of me on the Namalsk server from House of Trash. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Hopefully I will see you in 90 minutes. Otherwise, cheers. Have a good one. I will pay out the prediction when I end the stream.